the new addiction now that is affecting young people is workaholism. And joining us now to talk about realizing your dreams without sacrificing a work-life balance is Esther Spina. She's the author of this book, The Ambitious Woman, What It Takes and Why You Want to Be One. I really like this idea because
we all like this idea.
a positive spin on it. Ambition is a good thing.
Right. Well, it's not a bad thing to be ambitious. Like, if you hear about a man and they say a man is ambitious, what do people go, oh, that's awesome, great. But what happens if they say a woman is ambitious?
She's
all
a
of a
bitch.
sudden, yes, I didn't say that. You did.
Or she puts herself first.
Or
before
she's
her
a
family.
workaholic.
Right. Her
Oh,
priorities aren't straight.
yes,
Right,
exactly.
absolutely.
So through 30 years of working in business, I've been out of work, a mom out of the home.
Right.
And so I have been classified as a workaholic. My kids still call me a workaholic, but I love to work.
How do
I
they
love
feel
to
about
work.
that, though? I want to know.
They've gotten used to it, and they're very proud of me. And as you know, I've been successful and moved along. They really like that. The other day, you had you were talking about Joan Rivers. Now, would you say that she is? You were talking about her with her calendar.
She was a workaholic.
But I like to
so.
say she was ambitious.
Yes.
Okay.
But it
Because-
wasn't work to her. She loved it.
Exactly.
Right?
But I think there's two things. If a woman can't, it feels like she's a workaholic, she just needs to learn how to channel that into being called ambitious instead of a workaholic.
So, but are we really talking semantics here, or are we really just talking about trying to rebrand how people look at the word? Because it really is all the same thing. So are we just trying to sugarcoat it? Because I know for someone like me who is ambitious, you do make sacrifices, spending time with your family, spending time at home, rest. So are we just sugarcoating it?
I think it appeals to two types of women. One, like the one is a workaholic, but also, how about the women that don't feel like they're ambitious? Because you're not born ambitious. You make a choice to be ambitious. So this book is also about inspiring women to their greatness, because I love empowering women. That is like my thing.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I think women are awesome. I love men, don't get me wrong. People sometimes get that wrong. Like, I'm a feminist, but you know, I've been married many years. I got 3 sons, 3 grandsons. I love men. But I love empowering women to greatness, that they can be all they can be. So when you read through the book, it can appeal to both sides. Like, what does it take, and why do you want to be one? Okay, what does it take? You need to live an inspired life, an encouraging life, a loyal life, a humble life, a persistent, consistent. All those attributes come together and make you an ambitious woman. And if you're a workaholic, if you take all those attributes, you will be considered more ambitious than a workaholic.
Are there steps to balance?
That's what I was going to ask. How do you balance it out? How do
Teach
you
us how. 'Cause I need this.
Excuse me.
Well, you
there
know,
a
I'm
checklist
not
for
the
that?
best one, but I have learned through the years. Yes, and I think you have to acquire all these traits, because if you have these traits and characteristics, it will balance you out. See, I believe that women can have it all. They just don't maybe have it all at once.
That's what
See,
I-
and
that's what
that's
I
the
agree.
key.
Yep.
Amy's always
Know
said
as
that.
a woman,
said
know
that.
as a woman, you can have
So
it
you
all.
have to know your limits.
Yes.
That's what you're telling
And
us.
don't you think, Esther, too, that things change over time? What
Yes.
makes you happy, what that 100% is for you, and being happy changes.
You're exactly right.
Right?
I believe
Because
that.
what I do now, I could not do 15 years ago with my kids. You know, you were talking about years ago with your little kids. I'm in a season of life, I can do
Right.
whatever I want. And now I can spoil the grandkids, and I can just do whatever. So it is about your seasons of life and what to do. So you can't put everybody in a box and
Exactly.
categorize them in one segment. But
So let me ask you this.
Sure.
Because I'm single. So as a woman, being an ambitious, does
Oh.
that threaten men?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Is that going to keep me single?
Yes.
for
That's a
long?
Great question.
But, you know, no, that is. And yes, it does. But, you know, I think this book and things are becoming more aware that men are understanding that women are something. They want women on their team, in their business partner, that it's not a bad thing to have an ambitious woman. You're just going to have to find probably not a so ambitious man, but someone that will respect you, love you, cuddle you.
Not compete with
Not
you.
compete with you. See,
How-
I have a husband like that.
How is this
competes with
different?
No, that
does
doesn't.
not.
No, are you kidding me?
Like, oh, that's a whole other
No.
segment.
No.
That's hilarious.
He does not want to be in the limelight.
The second book, the sequel.
What about millennials, though? People who are younger, because they definitely seem to be, I want to say, a little more ambitious
Yes.
than we were. They're getting
More
married
driven, for
later
sure.
because it's all about, you know, working, establishing a
Right.
business into their 30s. They're
Being
getting
able to
married
take
later.
care of yourself.
Right. So
And
how
then-
is this affecting millennials?
But what's wrong with that? I
Nothing.
mean, you know
I don't
what?
think
I
anything's
love it.
wrong with
I
it.
think it's great. Get married in your 30s, have kids in 40s, and what, you know, live your life, travel.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything. Gone are the days graduating at 18
Yeah.
and go get married.
Right.
Right.
Well,
and don't go to college. Those are days
I'm
are
so
Exactly.
glad that you brought this issue to
Yes,
light
I am
because
too.
we are going to continue this conversation after the break. And you stick around and give us some more insight to how we can have it all without killing ourselves. Balance. Balance.
Esther Spina, the author of The Ambitious Woman, What It Takes and Why You Want to Be One. And we are talking about all these wonderful ideas about how you can be one and do it well and with grace. What are some of your tips for doing this? Because it's really up to you to change it, right?
Right. It's your choice. No one can make you be ambitious or no one can make you change or be successful. You have to make that choice. And it's all up to you. I always tell people it's your happiness. Your husband can't make you happy. Your best friend can't make you happy. Who makes you happy? You. It's your choice.
You tell a story in your book about a company in India that was
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to drive that point home to its employees.
Yeah, it's just a cute little story. I'm not sure it's real.
Well, even if it's not, I
We'll
thought it was
pretend
great.
that it is.
Yeah.
It made the point.
But there was a guy that died at a company in India, and so everyone was really sad, and they posted a sign saying everybody can come by and give their condolences to this person that just passed away.
And to this person that was hindering their progress,
Hindering their progress. And so they didn't say the person's name, and everyone's like, who is this person? And we got to go check
And
this
thank
out.
goodness he's not here anymore.
Yes, exactly. Who's hindering our progress? And so at lunchtime in a cafeteria, they all went by, and there was the coffin sitting out there. And then laying in the coffin was, this is who is hindering your progress, and there's a mirror. And everybody that
my
looked in
goodness.
the coffin saw a mirror, and it was them.
Yeah.
It kind of just drives it home that it is just you. You are the only one hindering your progress
Right.
of whatever you're doing.
Esther, this is interesting though, because women by nature are kind of caregivers. It's not in our nature necessarily to be selfish, and in order to make sure we're happy, we have to be selfish.
We
and
make everyone else happy.
It's difficult for us to do that. So how do we find that balance?
Right, but see, I think that if you're not happy with yourself, if you're not taking care of yourself, that's not a selfish thing, because if you aren't happy with yourself and if you aren't good with you, you are good to no one, right?
Right.
I mean, honestly,
Male or female.
male or female. So I think number one is get over that it's selfish to do you first. Because if you take care of yourself, go to the gym in the morning. Yeah, oh my gosh, I could be doing a million other things. Oh, I'm so selfish. I'm taking time out from doing this. But if you're feeling good about yourself, you're going to be so much happier at home and be able to take care of people. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be able to be the mom or the wife
Right.
or the businesswoman that you need to be. So I feel that that's one thing. You know, we were talking during the break about how to have this balanced life.
Yeah,
and,
you promised me a tip.
well,
Still waiting on
I
that.
need this tip.
are you a workaholic? Do you think you are? Or you're very...
Yes.
Dawn, yeah,
You're
very-
and
Dawn
you're
says
single
yes.
because you don't have to worry about
I
anyone
work-
else, so you probably are even
And I
more.
travel a lot, so I
Okay.
just set myself up.
But you really do have to schedule in time for you and taking breaks. This is the hardest thing for me. I cannot take a break, but I had to learn to force myself to put it on the calendar. And I love the beach. I'm from Southern California, actually.
Yeah.
But I'm a Texan now because I moved here 20 years ago with my 4 kids, and they're all married to Texan girls, and so I'm a Texan. But the closest beach is 7 hours. It's Corpus Christi.
Right.
So I'm like, you know, I got to get down there. So I bought a condo down there, and any time that I want to, I'm feeling stressed, and I'll put it on I actually put on the calendar at least once a month, Corpus, because something about driving over the bridge, being on the water, you immediately
let it all go.
are relaxed.
Can I join you at the condo?
Yes, you can. But there is, and
I need the beach.
just the water. That is I think that's a
changes
scientific
everything.
fact. I'm not sure,
It
but I
is.
think
I
it's
agree.
true.
The water.
So find water and pencil in. If you do not schedule in you time, it will never happen.
Okay.
I mean, if it's one day at the spa, or if you could do 2 days, it's really
Nice
great.
little solo trip.
It's the beach for me.
Yes,
I'm
mine
going with
too.
you to the
That's
condo.
my totally getaway,
Me too.
and I try to do that, and I will come back a different person when I do.
Well,
so.
such great tips, and thank you so much. And I love it that in a nutshell, you're basically saying, do you, boo? And I love it, right? All right, make sure you pick up a copy of her book, and we'll have all the information on our website about how you can check it out. Make sure you just go to thebroadcasttv.com, and you can get all the information there. All right, next we're in the kitchen with our friend, wonderful chef Tiffany Derry, and there's a charity event coming up where you can taste some of her incredible food. Find out more when the broadcast returns.